Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you again for another Appalachian Trail community news and Thru Hiker update. So we got a lot of stuff out there. 2021 still going hot and heavy, but it's coming to a close real soon. We're going to be transitioning, and we already are, to 2022 here. But in the meantime, we want to keep supporting those 2021 hikers all the way throughout their journey. So let's talk about who's out there on the trail. So we got Yak. He has made his summit of Katahdin on 9/21, but that's a flip-flop, and so he is going to go back home for a few days. Then he's going to get back on the trail in Daleville, Virginia, and he'll be Sobo all the way to Springer from there. Luscious Nate and Tupac, they are in the whites and over Mount Musalaki, and they are going to be heading on, keeping going north. Don't know when or if they're going to flip-flop, so we'll be interested to see over the next couple of weeks what happens with that. Two Knees, he is already in Baxter State Park, and he'll be summiting tomorrow. He has already picked up his permit, and that permit, his number is 1043. So we've already broken the 1000 summit, Nobo summit mark for the year, for this hiker season. So that's pretty cool. Be interesting to see what number we wind up with and be able to compare that to how we did in previous years, except for 2020, which of course that's an odd year, so we don't really compare stuff too much to 2020 as far as numbers. Mad Rat, he is around Baxter State Park, and he's waiting on a friend, Mohawk Will. Mohawk Will was just a day or so behind him in the 100-mile wilderness, and behind him is Caveman. They're all going to wait on Caveman to get there, and once they get there, they're going to meet up at A-Ball Bridge, then go over to Birch's campground. They're going to camp there if they can get a spot, and then they'll be summiting. They look like they feel like they're going to be summiting sometime around on Tuesday. Gazelle and Speed Stick, they have made it to Newfound Gap, and they are going into Gatlinburg for at least a Nero. And then Bugs also was doing 30-mile days, catching up to them from Irwin. And also Bugs was hiking with Reroute. I'm not sure if Reroute is with them or not. Have not heard back from Reroute. So hopefully Reroute is still with them. Huck, he has crossed the Kennebec River, and he says the fall colors are popping in the trees around Maine. He's on his way to Monson to resupply, and then he's hitting that 100-mile wilderness head on, and he is going to be summiting here before you know it. And at this part of the hike, Huck, like a lot of folks, has realized that his days in front of him are far less than his days that are behind him, and that his hike's coming to an end. He's going to be able to start seeing Big K any day now, and he just kind of getting a little melancholy, just a little bit of sadness hitting him that his trip was almost over. I asked him if he would give us a little bit of advice for the class of 2022, since we're starting to transition to you guys out there. They're going to be hiking 2022, and he was happy to do that. Want to get y'all something from the trail, so Huck, take it away.
Hello, Ramdino and class of 22 Thru Hikers. I say good luck to everybody out there. You'll get a lot of advice from people, and I guess best advice that I can give you is simply just take each day and enjoy it. You can't control the weather. You can't control lots of stuff, so don't worry about it. I guess if you're focused on just getting up each day and going, it doesn't matter how many miles. There's always people who will do more miles than you, and people that will do less, and people get all worried about that stuff. But in the end, it's just a matter of getting up every single day and walking, and you're only gonna be able to keep doing that if you enjoy it. So just look around you when you're walking. There's so much beauty out here, it'll blow you away. Beautiful people, beautiful scenes. Just can't describe it. You got to get out and do it. So that would be my advice. Take each day as it is and just love every minute of it. So I'm Huck, and I'm somewhere in Maine. I don't know where I am exactly, but oh yeah, Pleasant Pond Mountain, I guess. But I was here. I'm almost done with my hike. So good luck to everybody on yours. See ya.
Thanks a lot for that advice there, Huck. That is really great advice, and I couldn't agree more. I have a bad habit of catching what's called get-there-itis. So when I get on a trail, I want to make big miles You know, big miles for me is not 30 miles. Big miles for me is a 20-mile day. But in any case, that's big for me, and because I'm just hiking from the couch, right? But I still have this idea. I want to get to camp as fast as I can, get set up, and sometimes I forget to look around at God's creation, look around at the beauty that's around me. So I'd encourage everybody to try to slow down and remember, why you're out there. You're out there not to make miles and put a pin on the map or highlight a map. You're there to enjoy creation, enjoy the wilderness, enjoy what you're out there. Not only enjoy the flora and fauna and the mountains and the scenery, but to enjoy each other and the hiker community as well. So thanks a lot for that. If you're still out there on trail, then please get back to me and let me update me. We want to include everybody that wants to be included in the updates, and we certainly want to celebrate with you and honor you as you go to the summit. So we're up to the summit and finish this section this week. Of course, we've renamed it Summit and Finishes because not everybody summits. Some people just finish it around Delville somewhere. They may not summit Katahdin or Springer. But in any case, we're up to that section now. And I want to thank the folks there at Vont, makers of the Spark LED headlight. It's a pretty cool headlight they sent. It's waterproof. It's got, of course, it's got white light, and it's also got the red light on it. That works so that when you come into the shelter at night, you're not waking everybody up and flashing your white light around. So it's got 7 different modes, and it has a lifetime warranty on it. They also make some other lighting products. So they make a lantern here. They make lights just for around the house. So it's pretty cool. They make everything. They make bike lights for biking. They make lights for hiking, camping, all the ings used around the house, you name it, and they're pretty cool lights. So I appreciate them sponsoring this. They have given a 10% coupon code. So down in the description section is a link to the Vont Spark LED headlight, and you can get to their other links and their other different lights from there. And the coupon code is RR10TRAILS. So if you'll put that in when you check out, you'll get 10% off all your purchases, not just the headlight, but all the lights and all their products as well. So I'll leave that and a link to the Vont headlight as well as the code there down in the description section. So appreciate them sponsoring this section of it. So let's talk about folks that are out there summiting. So Sev and Quicksilver, they have survived Oktoberfest. Congratulations to that. For them doing that, and they have completed their 2021 flip-flop at Springer Mountain at the southern terminus there in Georgia. And their wives went up there. Their wives were waiting on them, so that was pretty neat when they got up there to the summit, as well as Quicksilver's 81-year-old father and his stepmother also hiked up there to watch their finish and be there as well. Sev said that without the love and support of his wife, he just absolutely could not have done this trip without him. And I'm sure that Quicksilver would echo likewise for his family. Sev said he's gotten to know so many fantastic people through folks that have emailed him or through folks that have supported him otherwise. Everybody from other thru hikers to lashers to section hikers, hostel owners, shuttle drivers, people that provided trail magic, just everything, everybody met along the trail. He says he feels truly blessed for that opportunity and blessed by the folks that have kind of been there when he needed it along the trail. And he says he's come away from this 5-month journey with a renewed faith in people. Now, that's pretty awesome right there. Renewed faith in people. I think we all, time to time, could use a renewed faith in this old world. But he's come away with appreciation for God's creation and gratitude for the entirety of the experience. So what a great story. Thanks a lot, Sev, for sharing that with us. Greatly appreciate that. Goob is summited. Goob started on the 20th April and finished on the 22nd of September. He was on trail for 156 days, no bow all the way, and he was summit number 998. Corner is summited, and he summited on 9/20 at 10:40 a.m., and he said it was a perfect bluebird day up there on the summit, somewhere around 65 to 70 degrees. So that was indeed awesome. Streak, he is also finished, and he finished on 9/19. He was number 920. I met Streak at 12 trail days, and it's pretty neat to come across people that you meet out there, whether it's at trail days or you meet out on the trail, and you can go back and follow them along the way. And then, you kind of step into their shoes and think about what they're thinking as they go to the next section or the next, state or whatever. And then finally, as they're up there on Katahdin at that sign. So pretty neat to kind of follow him around. And then also Avatar also finished at Mama K, and he started on 311 and finished on 918. So if you've summited out there and we didn't include you, we want to include you whether or not you have been updating this channel throughout the course of your hike. We want to honor you and honor your hike. So please let us know, and we'll be more than happy to include your summit picture and your summit information, your dates of start, your dates when you finished. Even if you have summited and you still got some trail left, don't worry about it. Send that to us as well. We want to include you in that. And so, folks, don't forget the people to go out there and support not only the 2022 that are coming up, but 2021. One of the best ways you can do that is to like this channel. That way, YouTube will get the word out to more folks out there. But only that, share it with like-minded folks, because we want to build this hiker community. And the best way you can do that is through a grassroots effort and you helping to do that. You be a part of it. And that's what the hiker community is all about, is being a part of each other. So some trail news we got out there. September is Suicide Prevention Month. So I didn't even realize that until I got online and saw that. We typically lose one thru hiker a year due to suicide. So people just come off the trail, they come into the matrix. It's a completely different world than what they've been living for 4, 5, 6 months. And it's just, they don't know how to deal with it. And so that's unfortunate, and that's really, it's beyond unfortunate. It's just tragic. So there are folks out there, some resources out there that can help you with that. There's Hike for Mental Health. If you're a veteran, the VA has numerous resources. There's other sources like posttrailmagic.com. And posttrailmagic.com, they have a Zoom call every Sunday, and it's just a time for hikers to get together and talk about how their day is. Sometimes we talk about hiking. Sometimes we talk about just what's going on in people's lives, but it's a way to connect back to the hiker community. So I'd encourage you to go to posttrailmagic.com. That's all one word. And then you can go there, and they also have a Facebook channel and a Instagram account under the same name. And you can go there and just send them a message that you want to be a part of the Zoom call. Wendy there is the proprietor, and she will send you a link so that you can be a part of it and just come and be a part of the hiker community and kind of get a little taste and continue that on throughout the course of your week. So Whiskers, our northern correspondent, he said the AMC huts are closing. Some have already closed, some are going to close. So the Lake of the Clouds hut in Carter Notch, they closed on September 18th. The last day for Madison Springs Hut was September 25th. And then the last day coming up for Mizpah Spring Hut, Galehead Hut, Zeeland Falls Hut, Lonesome Lake Hut, and Greenleaf Hut is 10/16, October 16th. So they will be closed after that. Blair Emerson also, he's a subscriber, also sent in an AT trail reroute up around Lehigh Gap, which is up around the Palmerton, Pennsylvania area. And this is a reroute around that contaminated zinc area where there used to be an old zinc smelter there, and it's really kind of a mess around there. You can't get water or anything else. Views are not really great there. So they are rerouting around there, and they're using a section of an old trail that wasn't part of the AT, but this blue line here on this map shows you where it's going. Now, it's going to add about 7/10 of a mile to the trail. So next year the trail is going to be 2,193.8 miles, unless there's some other changes that come up. But right now, currently, I am not aware of any. But it creates some better views through that area right there than what they currently have. And then, most people have heard about the Gabby Petito murder by her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie. And the only reason I mention that is because the authorities and some other folks out there, some news outlets are indicating he may be using the AT to escape to, or to use it as an avenue to escape to wherever he's going. Typically, I wouldn't mention something like that other than it can affect folks out there on the trail. I don't necessarily think he's a danger to the trail, but you don't ever know. So right now, he has not been charged with Gabby's murder. He's just been, he does have a warrant out for his arrest for using her credit card after she died. So presumably, the charge is use somebody's card without their permission. So, but he is a person of interest in her death. So folks are out there looking for him. The FBI is looking for him. And remember, or a lot of you may not remember, but there wasn't too many years ago that Eric Rudolph, who committed several murders down at the Atlanta Olympic bombings, as well as at an abortion clinic in Atlanta, killed numerous people. He used the AT as a means of escape and hid out on it and kind of used it as an avenue to get deeper back in the woods. But there are people that use the AT as an escape route and use it as an avenue to access deeper back in the woods. So here's a picture of what Brian Laundrie looks like. A couple identifying marks, and I would encourage you to screenshot this because people have used screenshots from this channel to identify folks that were on the trail and had been charged with assaulting people. They use those screenshots when they came across them in a shelter somewhere. So I'd encourage you to screenshot his picture. He has a scar through his left eyebrow, which is pretty prominent, kind of hard to hide that. Unless you shave your eyebrows off, which then that'd be a dead giveaway. He also has some tattoos on his fingers, which you could find, but he may have gloves on or something like that. He'll probably be masked up, as just as an excuse because of COVID. He would use that, but more to hide who he is. But he has been known to be on the AT for several months at a time. I've seen some different outlets that indicate that he is a survival outdoorsman, but I don't know that I really believe that. But in any case, that's what some news outlets have said. So the leadership from ALDHA contacted me. Last week I indicated that I did not think that there was maybe only one person on the payroll for ALDHA. They wanted to assure me that there was nobody, and ALDHA is the Appalachian Long Distance Hikers Association. So they wanted to assure me there was 0 people on the payroll at ALDHA. So that is completely manned, and all the leaders and everybody that takes place there are all volunteers. There is no payroll like the overbloated payroll that they have on the ATC. So every bit of your money that you give or all your membership monies go to supporting the through hikers and section hikers and folks out there, not only on the AT but on other trails, but more particularly the AT. And as you may recall, they provided a 2,000-mile certificate for folks that had through hiked the AT last year. Of course, they do it now. They've been doing it for many years, but last year when the ATC refused to do it, and this year when the ATC says anything hiked before May 31st, or not May, I think it was mid-May, but in any case, sometime in mid-May, if you hike before then, before their cutoff date, then they're not going to allow you to count those miles. ALDHA's not like that. ALDHA has given out those certificates to every single year, 2020 and this year as well. So thanks a lot for them doing that. I also did a little research and found out they do so much more. I would encourage you to go and find out, go to their website and see that. But one of the things they did is this year, for 3 months in a row, they gave $150 to purchase water and to furnish water at the RPH shelter where the ATC had pulled the pumps. So the ATC pulled the well pumps there right in the middle of hiker season because they said that the pumps themselves were contaminated and they were wore out and they were couldn't use them, and they didn't want to pay to have them fixed, and so they just pulled them. So they claimed that there was surface water that could be utilized there for people to get water from. Unfortunately, that surface water had a lot of contaminants in it, runoff from fields, runoff from livestock, runoff from just woods that may occur from wild animals and stuff like that. So those are all bad things. Certainly if you filter, sometimes a filter doesn't catch everything, and sometimes if your filter stopped up, you just got to have some water, and sometimes you just have to drink it. But also, the ALDHA also furnished or is in the process of furnishing $2,000 to build a cistern at one of the shelters where the ATC pulled the pumps from. So they're going to furnish a cistern that's going to gather water, and that water will be there for folks to get, but they don't have to, be a lot cleaner water. It's not going to be surface water. So I think that's just great. They do that. They also have a program that they're working on right now. It's not online yet, but they are working on putting together a program to help with hiker suicides and hiker depression. So they do a whole lot more out there than just give out the 2,000 miler certification. But I think that's awesome, everything they do, and every bit of the money that you, from your memberships and every bit of money that you give, goes directly to helping hikers. So speaking of what's going on with ALDHA, their gathering is coming up here shortly in October, and the deadline for online registration and to purchase meal tickets is September 30th. So that's just in a few days. One of the things you get out of that early online registration is you get an ALDHA bandana, as well as you'll get free raffle tickets to the different gear and merch raffles that they'll be having there. And then of course, you can go ahead and get your meal tickets. You will not be able to get your meal tickets if you register there at the door. So if you miss your registration, still come. You can still register at the door to be a part of it. You just won't be able to purchase the meal tickets because they need to know ahead of time how many meals to provide for folks. And then in our Trail Angels section, I want to give a kudos out to Christine from the New York, Connecticut area. She's kind of a newish Trail Angel out there, so this was the first year where she did really a lot of it. And she said that she furnished over 1,800 cold drinks, 1,500 snacks, and 750 electrolyte packs to hikers coming through, both to section hikers and through hikers. And she also gave shuttles and gave rides to people, free of charge. And she said the Nobo bubble was really more of a Nobo wave with anywhere from 25 to 35 hikers coming through. So she was real busy giving out shuttles to folks, particularly at the height of that wave. So thanks a lot, Christine, for everything that you did up there. And then the AT's quintessential Trail Angel, Fresh Ground, he is going to be getting back on the trail and heading south to help out the Sobos here in the next few weeks. He's currently in Pennsylvania, but it won't be a few weeks. He'll be out there supporting the Sobos. So some channel news. Don't forget, we got a podcast out there. Started that podcast. It's not monetized, but started it because it's easier for hikers that are on the trail to download that, and then they can just listen to them, listen to these updates and gear reviews and everything else that I have on my channel. It's pretty much this channel just without the video. So you can go out there and download that and listen to them. There's folks in 47 states plus the District of Columbia that listen to that. And what's really cool is there are folks from 26 countries across the earth that listen to that. So that is really neat. I just think that's cool to have that, the hiker community branching out like that. And the main reason it's like that is because you folks have gone out there, you've used the YouTube algorithm, you've given me a thumbs up out there, and that really helps me out a lot when you do that. So go do that now. But you've also shared this channel and you've done your part to help me build the hiker community out there and support the Thru Hiker. So thanks a lot. Keep up the good work with that, folks. And helping out build the hiker community. So our 2022 hiker support list is now live and active. We put that out last week, so it is now online. If you're a Thru Hiker, I'll leave a link down below in the description section where you can go to that form and sign up. Don't forget, there are some blanks there where you can put in your social media links. If you don't have any now, go ahead and sign up, and you can always come back and fill those in later. But make sure that you fill that in with your hyperlink. So you'll have to go up to the address section up there of the web page and copy that hyperlink, and then you can go and copy and or paste it into the form. And the reason you need to do that is if you just type in like @ramdino for your Instagram, it doesn't create a hyperlink. And so the problem with that is most folks, if there's a hyperlink and people are looking to support people are, the hiker community is looking to support you, or they're looking to find just anybody's support out there, they're more than likely to go to click on a hyperlink than they are to copy and paste your address, then go to Instagram and copy and paste it in to find out where you are. So we want to make sure that you're getting as much support as you possibly can. And so best way you can do that is go and make sure that you're using hyperlinks for all your social media out there. I went and fixed a few that did that, but right now we're somewhere just barely south of 40 folks. Eventually we'll get probably up over 400 like we did this past year, and I won't be able to keep up with fixing things like that. So, and if you're not a Thru Hiker and you're part of the hiker community, the link to those sheets and the link to all those links for the Thru Hikers for 2022 are down below in the description section, along with, we still got 2021 hikers out there, so their links and that form is still down there, so please go and support them as well. A couple stats we got going already generated for the 2022 class of. About 85% of those are no-bow, that's typical. 71% of those are starting from Springer. And the biggest months that folks are starting is February and March. So those pretty much mirror exactly what is on the ATC side. And we'll start, as we get deeper and deeper into 2022 support, we'll start comparing those and see how they mirror each other. But I would think that they're going to be in lockstep pretty much the whole time. Don't forget that, again, we still got 2021 hikers out there, so go and support them. I'm still looking for some subos out there. Don't have that many subos that we're supporting, so we want to support you as well, particularly as the no-bows start winding down and we get less and less of those. So subos, if you're out there or you know a subo that's out there on the trail, let me know. Send me their links. We'll be glad to include them in our updates or reach out to them to see if they want to be included. Folks, I appreciate you watching. That's all I got this week. As always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out there.